This is a video about video games and movies. From the dawn of time, which is 1993, movie producers have been trying to get their grubby little paws onto video game IP. And you might be thinking, whoa, that's crazy. I didn't know that was happening. And thank you, Kian, for telling me that. I couldn't tell from the past 5 years of blockbusters. And basically, I think producers' logic is that the video games sold like hotcakes, so why wouldn't the movie? Which is not like a horrible line of logic until you realize that video game movies suck like 100% of the time. For one example, Uwe Boll's, or however you say his name, his movie Alone in the Dark is still regarded as one of the worst movies ever made. And this wasn't just some one-off thing. Uwe Boll is like a prolific, horrible video game movie maker. So, sustained, overruled, 45 years in director jail. Get in there with Damien Chazelle right now. And you might be thinking, well, Kian, you should use a sample size bigger than one awful director to prove your stupid little point. And to that I say, I'm getting there, Buster. Okay? So we got Street Fighter Chun-Li, Mortal Kombat Annihilation, Silent Hill Revelation, Borderlands,
Hitman,
Pokemon,
Destiny,
2,
Pokemon
3,
The
Pokemon,
Movie,
Lucario
Pokemon
and the
Forever,
Mystery
Pokemon
of Mew,
Heroes,
Pokemon
Ranger
Jirachi,
and the Temple of the Sea,
Pokemon Rise of
Wishmaker,
Darkrai, and Max Payne, just to name a few. There's something really interesting about all those movies, which is they all kind of suck, and they're all kind of awful. Let's break it down. I think the reason why most of these movies are awful is because video game movies forget that they're about video games. They forget that they're about interactivity. So take Red Dead Redemption 2.
It's John Marston, Micah!
This game is fantastic because you feel like you're in a living, breathing world. And it's like, yeah, the story's good, and you could probably make like a multi-million-dollar franchise just pumping out movies of this. But that's not the point. That's not why it's good. It's good because you see your effect on the world, and it's fantastic, and it's like one of the greatest games ever made. And why movies are magical, I believe, I guess it puts you into a place that you can't be put into anywhere else. It's the perfect junction of sight and sound. These are both very relatively new mediums, and they're both fantastic in their own right. Why is it that we put them together, they're not good? So I'm just going to list off 3 movies that are not video game movies, that have nothing to do with video games, but still feel like they could be a really, really, really good video game movie. If we're talking iceberg style, this is top of the iceberg. This is a game. It's just a straight up game. It's what you're doing in the game, it's the gameplay, it's the moment to moment stuff, it's the shoot bad guy and win. Then there's a little bit deeper, it's the meta game. It's you're thinking, oh my god, I did really bad shooting bad guy the first time. How can I sneak over and shoot bad guy better the next time? And then last is the story. This is what kind of binds it all together. You're thinking, well, I'm shooting bad guy, but why should I be shooting bad guy? Maybe bad guy's good guy. Who don't know? We don't know. Number 1, Trap by M. Night Shyamalan. And you might be saying, Kian, this movie sucks. And you might be right about that. Maybe, who's to say? But I think this movie is incredible in that it feels like you're playing like a Hitman game. And I know I'm like the 400th person to say that. If you've seen it, you know that it's really about this person getting into tough scenarios and him figuring a way out of it. So really this is any thriller, and you could compare this to Hitman, Assassin's Creed, any social stealth game out there. And then you look at the actual movies that they've made for these games, and none of them can even compare to what Trap does in regards to placing you into a time and place and making it feel like you are actually going along with this character. And every single time, the stakes get higher and you think, oh my god, how is he gonna get out of this one? And then he does every single time. And I think that's really cool. I think video game movies could learn a thing or two from M. Night Shyamalan. Shout out M. Night Shyamalan, bless up. Anywho, second movie. Now, my folks who were in film studies, you might find this one a little bit familiar. It's Run, Lola, Run. And I know everyone says, wow, this movie is so crazy and so German. And I think it's also a really good video game movie. It sort of inherently has that aspect of, oh my god, I need to get this thing done, I need to save Manny from getting killed by the debt collectors or whatever. And every single time, Lola either succeeds or doesn't succeed. And every single time she learns from what happened in the past. Other examples of movies like this are, Edge of Tomorrow and Groundhog Day to a lesser extent. But I feel like it takes the metagame part of video gaming, which is like, well, I have this goal, but I have a chance to redo it and reset every time. And it's really interesting. And I think you should really check it out if you haven't already. And I think Run Lola Run is a good video game movie. In the last movie, which is sort of more in like the story character vein, is Good Time by the Safdie brothers. This movie doesn't have much story, and that's a good thing, I think. The movie takes place over probably a day. The whole time, you're just getting incredibly close to this character, and you're with him maybe an uncomfortable amount of time with this Robert Pattinson character who is like running around town trying desperately to get enough money to bail his brother out of jail. And it's really interesting because it's almost an action movie, almost a character study, but the thing that's just really magical about this movie is it feels like you're running along next to him for the whole ride. And I think really, if you wanted to make a video game movie, this is the route you should go with the characters. Video gaming is an incredible medium because you're going to be putting yourself into the world of the art for way longer than any other medium. And when you're putting yourself into that world, you really are putting a piece of yourself. Because if you're reading a book or watching a movie, you're really just taking it in. And if you're playing a video game, you are part of it. So I think when you're trying to make a video game movie, it's about feeling close to the character and feeling like you are the character and connecting on a very, very deep level. Because that's really what it is. It's interactivity and it's having a deep connection with the character because you're dumping maybe 100 hours into a game. So if you follow those sort of like outlines, and if you follow the moment to moment, the metagame, and the story, I think you can really make something good. And we have not been seeing a lot of that. Except for Pixels. Pixels is a masterpiece.
Pac-Man's a bad guy?